If any of you are brand new, this is an oceanside chat thanks to Christine's creativity. And so every morning I go live from somewhere around the ocean. Morning, Rich. Waukegan. Spent a lot of time there. So, gang, a surprise, Arizona. It's probably hot there right now, isn't it? Already this morning, right? 9:30, hot and Surprise. So what do you guys want to talk about this morning? Hello, Manish. Oh, the Kenai River, yes. Some salmon fishing there. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Destin. Good morning, Martha. I notice your pine trees are not on fire, Martha. That's a good thing. All right, gang, what do you want to talk about this morning? You asked the question about anything. Personal development, business development. Of course, Iowa's hot. It's right in the middle of everything. Storming in Houston. What do you guys want to talk about? Well, while you're thinking of something to talk about, thank you, Don. Here's what's on my mind. I'm thinking about mixing up my workout routine. Okay, here we go. What's your favorite personal development podcast? Carla's stuck. Personal development podcast. Wow. I don't know. I listen to many podcasts. Favorite personal development podcast. Boy, I'm drawing a blank. And you know, I'm kind of that way. Like, I can't remember what restaurant we ate at, what hotel we stayed in, what book I read. I don't remember the name of the podcast. So let me think about that one. It'll pop up, I'm sure. So Carla, you said you're stuck. Where are you stuck? What's going on that you're stuck? Stuck on what? I'm in procrastination, figuring out why. Fear there. Yeah, procrastination is a story. So what you want to do is analyze the story, even write it down. So what's the story you have that has you procrastinate? Write the story down and then look at it. And you'll see it right there. You'll see the story that, you know, what you're doing is projecting that some sort of, you're either projecting that it's easier to not do it, or you're projecting some sort of fear. And if you're projecting that it's easier to not do it, then you don't have a profound enough reason to do it. So work on your vision about why you're gonna do what you're doing, right? So that's simple as that. What company do you recommend to start? I can't recommend a company to start. Whichever one you fall in love with the products, that's the best one to build. But you gotta fall in love with products that people are gonna be buying 30 or 40 years from now. Carla, your motivation is not happening. Okay, well then let's look at your habit. What is the single daily action that you're habitually working on doing? How many days in a row have you done it? Motivation is going to kick in somewhere between 30 and 60 days in most cases, maybe 90 days. So let's look at your stat tracker. Oh my gosh, you guys are firing questions at me so fast I can't see them on the chat. Let's see. How do you stay motivated to do what we need to do and still be to build our network marketing business amongst all? Okay, I'm not sure, Angie, what that means, but how you stay motivated is simple. So, you know, one of the things I notice about people, here's something for you to all consider. Are you more committed, even addicted to wondering how and why than you are to resolving that you already know the answer. Think about that. Some people have such an insidious, deep commitment to trying, to being stuck, that what they do is they keep asking the same questions over and over and over again, sometimes in different ways, because they're committed to not knowing the answer. So this is one of those questions. How do we stay motivated? Okay, well, unless this is the first time you've ever talked to me, that's a highly suspect question. How do you stay motivated? Right? Because that's a simple answer, and most of you have probably heard it 100 or 1,000 times. So the better question is, how do you stay motivated? Like, what have you learned about motivation? What have you learned about motivation that you're executing versus what do you know about motivation that you're avoiding? So I'll lay it out for you. How you stay motivated is get present to, have in front of you, a vision of inevitability, a vision of belief. So you take something you want. It all starts with what you want, okay? So I wanted at the beginning of the pandemic to get fit. That's what I wanted. But you know what? The universe doesn't care what I want because I've wanted to be fit for 40 years and all I've been is fatter and fatter and fatter, right? So that obviously doesn't matter. What matters is to create a vision, not only of the end result, like what will it look like, what will it sound like, what will it feel like to be fit, create a crystal clear vision around that, and then study the story over and over and over and over again until it starts to displace the story of, I'm just fat and that's just the way it's going to be. It's not rocket science, and the answer's not going to change. So you can ask, how do I get motivated 100 different ways, 100 different times, the answer is always going to be the same. You have to create a vision of what you want such that you start to believe it's inevitable, and you have to rehearse that vision over and over and over and over and over and over and over again such that it displaces the vision you have now that's keeping you stuck. It's just really a matter of spaced repetition of a vision that you made up. And then secret sauce, create a vision about the single daily action you need to do to pull it off. So yes, I had a vision of how fantastic it will be when I'm 200 pounds instead of 258 pounds. I had a vision about that. But that was also a huge undertaking, right? That's 58 pounds of fat that I have to somehow get rid of, right? And I like to eat. So that's a major undertaking. The bigger the vision, the easier it is to not believe it, right? But when you boil it down to a single daily action, like could I hike for 2 hours a day? Well, yes, I could. I could believe that. Right? I can believe that easy that I could hike 2 hours a day, especially when I get creative about the vision of hiking and I start working while I'm hiking, right? Because I had this little undermining, sabotaging thought that I'd rather work than work out. So, okay, I can go hike for 2 hours, but what a waste of time. I could be working. So I just got creative and figured out how to work while I'm hiking. Now I want to do my single daily action. And I create a vision of doing my single daily action. And part of my vision was, okay, I'm going to do it live every day. I'm going to coach people every day. I'm going to return all those phone calls I don't return every day while I'm hiking. Right? And then just launch into it. And then I use a stat tracker. You know, and those of you that read, go back and read my blog. Maybe Stacy or somebody can post it in here. Read the blog about the history of my stat tracker and what happened when I started keeping track. These are the ways you stay motivated. My stat tracker keeps me motivated. Tom Chenault sent me a picture of his stat tracker the other day. He fell asleep like 500 steps short of 10,000. He fell asleep and forgot to go over the top. And he sent it to me. He was so upset. Why was he so upset? Because he's motivated to hit the 10,000 steps. I did the same thing. When he sent me mine, I went back and looked at August. I missed the 12th of August by 275 steps. I wasn't paying attention. So motivation is really simple, folks. Here's what people don't do. They ask a lot of questions about motivation. They get a lot of answers about motivation, but they don't execute. So there's a conundrum about motivation. Conundrum is an unsolvable problem. It's like a catch-22. You actually have to get motivated to get motivated. You have to get motivated to study the art and science of motivation. Now, how do you do that? Well, for me, folks, I had to hit rock bottom. I had to have my results so horrible that I just couldn't face it anymore. And, you know, one of the reasons I'm inspired to coach people is I don't want people to have to hit rock bottom before they skyrocket to the moon. I want people to launch from wherever they're at. And you can do that with the art of motivation. Motivation is the answer to everything. You and I can do anything. We can figure anything out, anything you want to do. I got my friend Leah. She's been rowing her rowboat 59 days in a row now. Go to Leah, L-I-A, row.com and check out her story. She's rowing from San Francisco to Hawaii. She's been out there 59 days. She's capsized twice. She's rowing every day. Why? So she can be the youngest woman to ever row solo across the Pacific? Yeah, that's the big goal. But the reason she's doing it is she loves rowing. And she loves rowing by herself. And she loves rowing out there in the ocean. You fall in love with the single daily action, folks, you can accomplish anything. You can solve any problem. But if the biggest problem you have is you're procrastinating on mastering the art of vision and self-motivation, that's a problem. So how do you master it? Well, if you've been studying me and it hasn't cut it for you, go study somebody else. Right? There's 100 people that teach vision and self-motivation. There's 1,000 people. I don't know, it's probably 10,000. Go study somebody else's version of vision and self-motivation until you can execute, until you have written affirmations everywhere in your life, until you have pictures and video clips of what it is you want to accomplish, who you want to be, what do you want to have. You need to have photos and videos and affirmations everywhere in your world. So everywhere you look, no matter where you're looking, you open up the refrigerator, you see them. You go to bed, you see them on the ceiling over your bed. You see them on the TV instead of the TV. You see them on your computer. You see them everywhere. Constant reminders of the new vision, constant reminders of the new single daily action. And you got to have a reason that inspires you. If you don't have a reason that inspires you, get one. Ask 100 new questions. And oftentimes, folks, the reason needs to be beyond us. Oftentimes, we won't do stuff for us. We won't make more money for us. We won't get fit for us. We won't be a better leader for us. If you won't do it for you, do it for other people. Build other people into your vision. Catch-22. You got to get motivated to get motivated. If Mach 2 is your thing, study that book until you can teach it. That's what I did. That's how I mastered the art of vision and motivation. I was doing seminars on Mach 2 years before I wrote the book. Years. Teaching it. Why? I needed to learn it. I needed to be reminded of it. So do a book study club. Study the video course. Study the book itself. Brainstorm it with people. Saturate your life with your new vision, your new single daily action. And get a stat tracker. Cheapest coach on the planet. And do the work. Good question, Angie. All right, gang. I appreciate you immensely. I don't know, today's Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, right? At least in North America. What's Tuesday? I think I'm going to give away some stuff today. What's Tuesday? You tell me what Tuesday is, you're going to get a prize. You're going to get a gift. And I don't give away cheap gifts. Dawn, I can't give you any more gifts, Dawn. There you go, Gloria. It's share day or tag day. All right, anybody that tagged people today is going to get something. I don't know what. Stacy, figure it out. Susie, figure it out. Send these people something digital so you don't have to wrap it up and ship it. Give them something digital that's worth $10,000. I must have something in the vault they don't have. It's tag day!